Let's watch the Real Talk with Ellen TV show.
I'm happy that you're here because I have a lot to ask you. But anyways, first of all, I want to understand this. And at the talk, I said, you. Are you Sierra Leone Nigerian or you're straight up Nigerian?
Yeah, I've been in Sierra Leone now going to 13 years.
13 years, okay. You do, I mean, Oman get double different careers and stuff like they do, but imagine you being a medical doctor and then you're in the creative space and you're a host of a new podcast, or you already started a podcast and you actually practice in family medicine as well.
I don't get that.
No way.
Let's watch the Real Talk with Ellen TV show. By our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Ellen Keister.
Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the Real Talk Show. I have Dr. Wahid Auga in the building. Welcome, Wahid, welcome.
Thank you, it's a pleasure and it's like a dream come true.
I'm happy that you're here because I have a lot to ask you. But anyways, first of all, I want to understand this. And at the talk, I said, you. Are you Sierra Leone Nigerian or you're straight up Nigerian?
I mean, I'm straight up Nigerian. I don't have a salon for can become a Syrian.
Oh, really? Here they talk with Creole. Look how I talk with Creole past myself. How long have you been in Sierra Leone for?
Yeah, I've been in Sierra Leone now going to 13 years.
13 years, okay.
In Sierra Leone. I completed my medical education here in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
I found the diamond, the proverbial diamond.
All right. Okay. I knew it was something, man. For a Nigerian to be in Sierra Leone, definitely we have diamonds. Something, but that's good. I mean, you already answered the question because I was going to ask what brought you to Sierra Leone. So you actually finished your education. So you came here because of that. Because we have the best medical, school and everything else. He's a doctor by profession, medical doctor. Then, of course, he's a creative. I know some I don't see him. Boku shows them powered by infinity, creative infinity, yeah. But it's not Dr. Baku. So I don't know how they blend all of that. But anyways, let's start with the medicine side of it. Did you know you wanted to be a doctor before and now you're basically living your passion as far as the creative side of it? Or it was a blend?
Initially, what I wanted to be was to be an astronaut. Yeah, but then that's what I wanted to be. Okay. But I realized then that there was really probably no motivation someone to guide me there.
Okay.
Then I switched over to, said I was going to be a doctor because we had a pediatrician. We get one pediatrician who was small. And you can see doctor the way for picking them. And the way the mommy can talk to me, I can so love her. Most of the time when you go to the clinic, the mommy they pull these candies and give. So I really love it.
Okay.
Even if I'm not sick, except I'm not sick. So then I decided I was going to be a doctor.
Okay.
It was a passion that was with me. I never even had passion about creativity. I didn't realize myself.
Okay.
Anything. It was just medicine that I just wanted to do and to go done. And from friends that just realized that probably this guy is always bringing solutions to things. He's creative.
Okay.
They were the one who probably helped me to discover myself. And I was like, oh, I think I am creative, as they say. Fine, let's just give it a try.
Okay, so that's when you created Infinity Creative Media and things like that.
What I started with was what we called Infinity, Infinity Concept.
Okay.
That's what I did. I started first with graphics design because I knew how to design graphics.
Okay.
I started with that. I was doing it in commerce, low level among the clubs and among the associations there.
Okay.
And later on, a friend needed to get married, and she was like, "Oh, look, okay, why for you to do camera? I don't get money for go pay cameraman." Why should you be able to do it? So I handled the camera and it was all good. I was like, I think this I going to make money from her. Then it was Roku that we had then.
Okay.
So there was a time I stumbled on some of the pricing and I was like, hey, that's what it's what they charge for. Okay, fine, I think I'm going to do this. So I started, and then we started then with a friend from Zoom, and from there we broke away. Then I went back to Infinity, so I started Infinity.
So you were part of Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was the face behind Zoom. I was everything behind Zoom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you guys, what happened? Why did you guys decide to?
As it does happen, there would partnership usually fail. There would be misunderstandings and stuff like that happened, and we had to just go our separate ways. And I left, and I just had to leave it. I was like, okay, fine, let me just start mine afresh. So I started.
Okay. So I know you do a lot of photography and then you do videos, but then you also do shows, you know. So that was the thing. I'm like, okay, who's this person? That's when I really started hearing about you and everything else because I'm seeing a Powered by Infinity. I'm like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? And everything else.
About Ellen Keister for like forever.
That's my first. I was like, so I can come off us, man. I'm just kidding, but. So how did you go from doing, you know, pictures to now saying, okay, let me venture into actually producing events or powering events?
Actually, for someone in the photography industry, you know that those things they come across, they can work out together.
Okay.
There's a way you will always stumble on the other. So, and me being a creative person, I realized that I could pass message across storytelling and, you know, and I write also a lot.
Okay.
I was like, okay, there's a way I can better pass my message. I can use photography and also use videography. Okay, there was a friend there who was more into the videography realm. So waiting to give me that day, he say we had a job to do with World Bank.
Okay.
And so he gave me the chance for largest day. He just told me this is now for cuts. Cut. And I was cutting. I was like, I could do this thing. And I was like, okay, fine, let me just get to do these things. And I started. So that's how I got myself into it. And one of the most high points of the career was that I look at guys then, because that time I be they live in a Congo town.
Okay.
And I was like, but then within a Congo town, why the medical school? I always have it at the back of my mind. Most of them, the Okada riders, then the one that we just they come help me do something while they do graphics. And God, if you bless me, them picking them, I get for take them up with me.
Okay.
So I was able to go back, bring them in.
Wow.
To build them. In fact, we built Zoom like from scratch.
Wow.
A shop that was selling drinks. If you go to Zoom right now, there's a shop where they did. That's where we started from.
Okay.
So from there, I was able to take the next shop, we took the next floor, and we expanded it. And
Okay.
so that's how I'm just someone that I like tasking myself. So waiting at the best next thing. Why don't Conga answer? I'm like, what's the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? What's the next thing? So that keeps driving me.
Okay. All right, but I mean, so far you're probably known working with like Obama. So did you say, okay, you know what, the comedians are way better than the musicians, or have you done an actual concert before? Because I remember, because I think the affiliation with Obama was like more where I started really hearing about from not just Infinity about Wahid.
Yeah, for me, Obama's story was just an
Okay.
accident.
And I was like, when I see the way things are, I'm like, maybe there's a better way to do things.
Okay.
We can do it much more better. Let's just try it this way. I've not had the luck to try with an artist, though I've had a lot of artists. But the issue I have is that the story we give with artists, with musicians, it's too much. And I was like, the comedians, they are more like a subtle area for who you work with. So it was so easy for me. It wasn't the only one I worked with. I worked with Selfie.
Okay.
With Selfie's first show at this thing we curated it. Then also Obama. I worked with Obama. I worked with comedian Joannis also. And I have a good relationship with a lot of them. And I realized that it was more easy to work with them. And I was like, okay, fine, this is something I feel I should be able to do. And Richie, as a person, was someone that I saw as a worthy partner, who I could relate with, and was someone that we blended very well.
But it's really about Waheed because for me, it's just really intriguing. Like you do, I mean, Oman get double different careers and stuff like they do. But imagine you being a medical doctor and then you're in the creative space and you're a host of a new podcast, or you already started a podcast and you actually practice in family medicine as well. How you get him for all of this? Like seriously.
Like what do we tell people? This question I keep having it every time. Now we'll look at this way.
Every one of us, you get something that we do with me. There are people looking at the Keister. How does Ellen Keister does this?
Right.
We get salary, grafting, this and all.
Right.
And the same way, so we get other people there. Like why people there now? Facebook getting the top of football business. It can look alien to me because I'm not used to it. I don't get that time there. I don't get that time.
No way.
I watch football, or if I don't try so much, it's not working for me. So the time I saw people they use watch Arsenal, and that's actually they use for other things. So we are doing the same thing, but people don't really know something at the same thing we do. So I'm just the type way. Probably I think I just task myself.
Okay.
Every day I'm always like, there's something I can do, and I challenge myself that. Okay, this person able to do this, then I'm able to do something better.
Okay.
So I'm just that type that I'm always like, there's something better that I can always do. What conquer one, I want to conquer the next thing, I want to conquer the next thing. So that's my kind of like.
How can you not even like football though? I don't understand. Why you have to mention Arsenal? That's my team. You know, we watch football. Yeah. But yeah, actually, most of the time, I could watch you. I just go watch you score it. Because I understand what you're saying, because a lot of times I'm really doing something. If I do have time, I do. I'm a diehard fan, but I can always say, not the only person, but I'm watching every move and things like that. So, of course. So now with your podcast that you're starting, but you know, in the medical field altogether, a lot is happening. But you as a doctor, which are some of the things that would have to put in place? Because I know people, I get people that, like, especially when I go to America, you know, when we have conversations, I go say, cancer. The first thing they say, you're not going to ever go salon in a medical system. Like, you know, it's almost as if, like, that's where we came from. We used to survive, you know. But of course, now that with my brain and everything else, I know everything is not good, you know. But I mean, as a medical doctor, I know you guys are trying. But what are some of the things you guys are trying to really do to fix the health? Because you're not salon bubble now, so not salon you know, the healthcare system.
Okay, there's so many things that are happening right now. It's just unfortunate that people only focus on the one at the negative side.
Okay.
The good side, people don't look at it. Look at somewhere like Connaught. Like Dr. Kapua in Connaught, he's doing so well.
Okay.
So many things is changing. One thing people need to know that for something we don't get a long time, we don't pour for a long time, it takes time to build. You start from small. Even something as simple as the environment. If you go Connaught now, initially we're not going to get that good lawns, plants, or within the plants now and then those little things, they help to change things. Now, we currently, and one of the things where people don't know is that Sierra Leone, people just see doctor no more. There's also another higher level of the training, what we call the residency training.
Okay.
Initially, then they don't be did salon. Now we're now having residency training. Currently, before now, we only had one cardiologist in the entire country, which is Dr. Russell. Now we don't get one. We're not Dr. Sori Conte.
Oh, nice.
Now, in infectious disease, we only have Dr. Lapo. We don't get one now where in the training, at least she's now a member, going to be a consultant. We're now Dr. Dalinda Jiba. We get a lot of residents with a training in internal medicine. We also get residents in family medicine. We get residents also in obstetrics and gynecology. We get residents in radiology. Now, it's a new ground.
Okay.
Now, the training is ongoing. And as time goes on, I can tell you in the next 3 to 5 years, people will see a lot of things changing. With investment when they come in, things are changing. Now, you don't look at a country where just they churn out only medical doctors, where are just entry-level medical doctors. When they do house job, they become medical officers and that's it. But now, they get people where they try for become consultants in this, consultant in that, consultant in that area. So those things, and the training takes a long time.
Okay.
Presently, we just have someone who is just a Dr. Aliu, who just came back in the country, who is a neurosurgeon. You know, he was able to do a craniotomy just last week, which initially, if that patient, before now, the patient would just pass away, there was nothing he could do.
Right.
He was able to do that successfully at Connaught Hospital just last week.
Okay.
So things are changing.
Okay.
It takes time, but those are the little stories that are happening, but they are still on the ground. But in the next 3 to 5 years, they will begin to see the effect of things.
Okay. So you also, because you also is a resident in the family medicine, right? Something like that. So how long is that, that training for?
Once you go through the medical school year takes,
exclusion of pre-med 1, pre-med 2, it takes 6 years. You become a doctor, where everybody also say you're a doctor.
Okay.
So now you now look for an area of specialization, for say this is a core area. That takes another 5 to 6 years. That is under the West African College of Physicians. But before you get in, you do an exam in a primaries.
Okay.
Pass and for letting admit.
Okay.
So the first 3 years where you don't have, now you become member. Then where you don't have another 3 years writing dissertation, you become a consultant in that field. So you are a specialist in that field. So you just start like somebody where you go learn fitter work. When you learn fitter work, you just know basically about the vehicle. Then you now look for an area, say a brake hour.
Okay.
It's a brake master. You now focus on one other thing. Okay, this person you want to pan a bit. This person you for electrical work and those things. So those are the things, the way it looks like in the medical field also. So those are the things we'll
So in other words, I think we have hope things are really changing. Like we say, if most of these people are actually coming back and go study in the camp, and hopefully things go get better, because definitely he's a doctor in the field, and we hear stuff, but a lot of times when you speak to other doctors as well, they can always say, now we not also the problem. They can say as far as the Sierra Leone, like you wait what I don't pass Gary kind of thing. So by the time they really get to the hospital, it's almost too late. So we always blame them on them for say, because not so we all believe in seeing a doctor. We believe in witchcraft. Hey, they don't go bamba you, they don't go this, they don't go that. Do you face those issues as well where, patients, they come and maybe you go tell them one thing, they don't really believe in it and just feel, oh, no, do they do me kind of thing. Do you go through it?
Yeah, I think it has to do with, we call them the health-seeking behavior of the people.
Okay.
Now, we think
Gandhi, of course, is expected in developing health economies like ours.
Okay.
And the normal. But one other thing we may also see is that by the time we build our capacities such that what's within our Waterloo, know that there's a specialist down there in Waterloo where will attend to waiting they get or whatever. We'll get, because some of the issues where people, I always look at the bigger picture. One of the things that can happen also is that somebody need for CAM, he left Waterloo, he come all the way Connaught. He come now, Connaught, look at the rigorous process, he go take card here, he take card, he see doctor done, before he see doctor, it took time, then he go other side, he go do test, he come back, can't see the doctor, then they send and go, so some can really get tired.
Right.
So he walk to a pharmacy, probably in a long way, which I don't want to call names. He just walk into the pharmacy, just say he get this and that. They don't write him over the counter, and then give him something. They go buy. So that person walks away with it. So within the healthcare system, also we also need to look at ourselves. How do we prioritize patient? How
Exactly.
do we increase efficiency? So that, but then it also borders down on building the healthcare system in terms of the training goal they get. And by the time the training is well established and many things are changing, look at the little one we happened with the pediatrics level now. Like the Lonely Pediatric Center where they just open.
Okay.
You know that you can walk in there, you don't need to go all the way cottage.
Cottage, right.
One other thing what I see we're missing is that the education. And that's why some of the things we podcast try for address. Because some people, they don't really know, say, all are doing for children hospital no more.
Okay.
Some people don't know say PCMH and for belly woman. Then they go PCMH for something as simple as malaria or something, and you tell no, go yonder. But they also get people that really can't connect for picking.
So in other words, they're still not able.
They're still not able.
Okay, so just hold that thought right there. I'll be right back after this break.
Let's watch the Real Talk with Ellen TV show. By our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Ellen Keister.
Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the Real Talk Show. If you just walked in, I have Dr. Wahid Auga in the building. Of course, he's a medical doctor and he's on the creative side as well. I'm pretty sure I don't hear about Infinity. I demand right here. But anyways, welcome back. Before we go on the break, of course, we did talk about some of the issues then, as far as the medical, field, where he would say even some of the people that we included, we will never even know which hospital responsible for what. Let me go back to that conversation, please.
So yeah, as I've been saying about patient education, you realize that majority of the patients, they don't really know which hospital is which. We bother down to patient education. Some people, they don't know, say, during children hospital, basically not for picking them. PCMH, which is Christian Maternity Hospital, not for belly woman. Or not, not for adults them, and also for surgical cases. Then picking them will require surgical intervention. Kiama Road Hospital for picking and the one the way one born. And also you have the Lonely Pediatric Hospital where also they for neurological intervention and also they for picking them. A lot of people do not know this. And you see some man them they can just come. Now when they come now they say no, not to hear you for come, so you for go. And some people even within that mix of not to Yafogo or na Yafogo or where they even Kana hospital because of the rigorous then Kana ya then take Kana then go yanda then go do tests then they can't see the doctor then send them go yanda. Some can just start. Some people then walk into some pharmacies and they don't tell them waiting and get they don't write prescription for them and they move. But like I say, like because of the residency training where they go on in the country, as time goes on, things we get for day everywhere and it will be easily accessible. So some man no need for really they get issues with the system. And from time immemorial, any developing health economy, this is how it goes. And now normal, even in Ghana, where they like today, some of the bosses and when they be Ghana, they can tell you how Ghana be day. It wasn't as good as this. But as time goes on with the proliferation of them resident doctors, them things then they change. So these are things we self believe say they get for change. And these are waiting to inform the podcast. Because I realize that patient education is missing. Yeah, because another about for say like waiting exactly the podcast they bought. You understand which you go to talk about. Yeah. So the podcast they look at health education. Passing messages to people, let them know waiting they about the health. Not when things don't really reach to a worsening level. And then go really know say okay. they need for Canna hospital. Then people understand say why you need for drink water, why I need for avoid energy drink, why I need for eat so and so. We always prioritize that people should learn for letting they take them food as drugs.
Okay.
Because if you learn for take say this food what they take into my body and something will give me well body, will help me improve my health, then you will be judicious in what you're taking. You don't just go no more, just eat nothing, anything for eating sake.
Okay.
So you begin to look at waiting at the longevity side of things. How me get for make sure say why I eat this, I will keep well, I know we'll go get rumbele or get food poisoning or things like that. So the health podcast what they try for they address them in there. And also they have an avenue to demystify the issue with some people then they say, hey doctor, then they up here now. For I go to a doctor, they go begin tell me for go do this, for do that. So there are some questions.
Right.
There are some patients that way they get some private things where they want to ask.
Okay.
They don't get this thing for ask because they don't know who that for talk to or they don't know who that for ask or some they shame.
Okay.
You know something about men's health.
Right.
Talk about women and health. But there are a lot of things about men's health. Some man they really want to, but because of the cultural underpinnings where they don't believe, say no, man not for talk about this, man not for so they won't be able to. So those are the things we try.
Okay. You know, it's so funny you talk about energy drink. I am actually guilty. Wake up an energy drink, like I really like them. But as you mentioned, say, you know, like something about energy drink. What you go tell me about energy drink and what you not for do?
Yeah, so one of the things that we will say, research also say one kind of energy drink, it contains like a cup of sugar.
Okay.
And then they put inside. Energy drink on its own, because of the sugar content where they come with the body, it overwhelm the natural hormone producing cells in the body, like the pancreas where they produce insulin, it overwhelm. And at the end of the day, it can predispose the person to diabetes. They also affect the heart because they increase the heart rate. They make the heart beat faster, more than normal. Where they can predispose to what they call arrhythmias, where the heart they beat in a way enough of it. They also can cause kidney issues because the kidney now they filter things then in the body like shifter.
Okay.
Shifter the thing in there. And at the end of the day, they damage the kidneys. And that's why you have a lot of useful populations then. Where they come at the hospital and they get some things that way in the maybe some years back you wouldn't see this kind of ailment in the useful population, but now you see them a lot because one of the things we're critical is that the health education is just not there. Some people just do not know.
Yeah, but then I think well, look at it's I don't want to use the word it's an African thing or Sierra Leone thing, but I know even the few doctors I don't talk to now, then exactly and they say is that culture they know they for believe and just for go see doctor, but at the same time you get people that they say because it's really expensive, you know what I mean, so they gotta just go to Pepe doctor. But then there's so many also with, a lot of pharmacies, because I remember there were issues with expired drugs, fake drugs, we just saturate the market, like it was just all over. Waiting also now this guy for do for combat some of them thing they also.
Now the issue about drugs, now that they do the pharmacy board,
okay.
Now anything we get for Sinaya, I think for say things based on evidence.
Right.
We are get evidence. Currently, I not get evidence for sure say there is a high proliferation of bad drugs in the country. Of course, it's there.
Right.
And drug toxicity we can happen. In the sense that they go, one of the key issues we know where they is that people then they go now some pharmacies and because the one where they sell then drug, they don't even understand it. Then just say, okay, this they do you get this. You see diclofenac, then they prescribe 3 types of diclofenac when are the same thing. Now then they do but 3 types, different types, then prescribe them for person. And you see some that they mix drugs, there are some drug interactions. We're not for they prescribe for the person, then they call hepatic toxicity, where they affect the liver. Or maybe they call renal toxicity, where they affect the kidneys then. And then the issue of fake drugs. Of course now I don't have any research to back it.
Right.
From patients that we've seen, some patients that I make, you see some patients they treat them. You prescribe some medicine where this is regular medication that you should prescribe, and the patient still unwell, and you have to maybe send them to some specific pharmacies, and where then go they get the original ones and don't it. So there is still work to be done in terms of the one way they do the regulations. There's still a lot to be done, and unfortunately, this is expected in the health economy.
No, we know that, but you get doctors as well. We just accept everybody. In other words, like they get their own clinic name. I know a couple of people that the one most common thing for some typhoid and malaria, for example, where as soon as you go to clinic, pharmacy or whatever it is, they don't give you drip. Quick, they don't give you IV and everything else, and not even one for no. But at the same time, you mentioned one part of the hospital, I'm not going to actually call the name, but there was a situation about, somebody actually had ectopic pregnancy, for example, and they were supposed to do the surgery. And one part, the major team, they forgive they actually not get to the hospital. So literally, I had to run around looking for this medication. We imagine and a medication was supposed to be prescribed by a doctor. So they just write on a piece of paper. So there was no, I guess, the rush and everything else. It happened for me to say, because I was responsible, the pharmacy actually see me and say, it's I know say, this is important. Like, actually, I go cry and say, this is emergency and blah, 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 blah. And I make it actually give me 10 minutes, I'm never supposed to give you. But imagine the hospital not get on it. So imagine if any situation where nobody not be getting, I'm pretty sure the person would just die like that. So waiting on, I don't know if not they're doing that government, for make sure say every medication they in stock for situations like that, because you never know.
Yeah. Of course, those things, like when it comes to that, there's something dicey that is happening now. There's something about the safe motherhood bill when they try for pass. I think these are some of the things where they try for address.
Okay.
Looking at how people will able to get right and people will able to get access to some certain drugs and medications and stuff like that. That's that by the side. Then we look at our situation as a country as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things. That's not just one. There are so many. And unfortunately, because we are still a developing economy, it will not only be, there's also some countries that there are some drugs that that it's just not available here.
Okay.
Some probably you need to get, and those are just some isolated instances where they can happen. There are some certain drugs that now one pharmacy no more you get out of this country. If you don't get in that pharmacy, nobody get it.
Wow.
Yeah, we know those pharmacies that we know that this is not there you will get the standard. Once you don't get it there, you can't get it there any other side. And there are also some way NGOs that then they come with them, and the NGOs that are affiliated to some hospitals. So those things happen. Of course, there will be solutions to those things, but now as time goes on, those things start changing. And one of the things we also try for, we confusing is that you also want to fight abuse. But
right.
Sometimes when it day like that, they might be abused. Look at something as simple as the drugs for HIV. Just because this drug is free, some people then they go just because lamivudine, and they go take the lamivudine and they give people them because they just say okay, they get surface antigen, hepatitis surface antigen, and hepatitis management. It's a whole long course. These are the things the podcast needs to address.
Right.
Well, some people do not know. Some people, then they go test, they just test hepatitis surface antigen, they say they're reactive, then go to pharmacy, they start them on lamivudine, and they begin for treatment. Which normally you don't have to. Some people then can get that hepatitis surface antigen, get a normal, and they are living a normal life without any issue. You still need to do the profile. When you check the profile, now you will not say, okay, is this replicating? Is this the non-reach level where the infectious stage, or then it takes some people they take like 6 months before you do course of doing them, check the liver enzymes, check a lot of things before you can now say this. That we check the viral load self. This is not the time for those start intervention or start treating. So then can abuse.
Okay.
So those kind of things happen. But I know Sierra Leone is a working health economy.
We're getting there. I think things like what you say. Yeah. I like that part where you've been talking about. I think the good things and they happen.
Exactly.
About somebody we actually do some surgery. I'm not in medical field. That name we even call that secret. We call that not But like what you say, because we actually been get a specialist, be able to do them. So small. And at the same time, we for believe in medical, not all thing now. Spiritual,
exactly.
Because sometimes that's another thing as well. We didn't do this no more, of course, God comes first. That's the first thing I do. But Saturday, you actually get for grab and go. Exactly. And it's so funny when you talk about the podcast where you talk, say, you want people, then they ask so many questions. I actually saw a post you made where you talk about, you never fall down or something like that. The person say no, you never got accidents. He say no. Then when you ask now, they ask another thing. Hey, I'm before that Okada. That was funny as well. I'm like,
if I hear people they really tell, there was one I posted today. I just wanted to know people's understanding of fever. I just like, what do you understand by fever? Because I was seeing some patient and I realized that people don't understand what fever is. And I wanted to get the people are still commenting until I just wanted when the podcast comes in now. That's a way to just
kind of gather,
inside and know what people do not know. And then some people then when they come, it's so funny that people then they get broken bones, then go upline, then tie chicken, and they tell them when they broke the chicken in foot, when the chicken done well, they say well.
They believe that kind of thing. Now, one thing people don't know, like you mentioned God, of course, God is above everything. God itself don't make them such that when this bone broke, it will heal. Normal. So one thing, if person broke chicken or broke no chicken or
it go see.
Doctors then they do. What we know is that this bone here, when you see this bone broke, there's a way God make them. We just the arrange them.
Yeah.
For let God come now, do your own healing in the right proportion way for be. But the bone broke now, you don't go with doctor, they don't arrange and fine, and just tie something, and the person can get.
Yeah, where you can make them get out.
Don't even plan forget. So those are some of the things people don't know. Waiting at the infection, we go even happen. Waiting at the fracture disease, we can come up. Where people don't even know, we go even happen. Those are some of the things that we usually come up with. It's so many. When you see patients, you'll be so surprised at the things you think patients know
that they don't know.
Don't get any idea about. And some of the things that we're also on we own side, which can be indicting, or not as much as I wouldn't want to indict us, is that you go see person. I don't say doctors anyway. Maybe some people they call themselves doctors. A doctor seeing you, not explaining waiting at the thing. You just say, okay, go back this thing. Because you see some patients and they say, okay, fine, I don't want at this place. Hey, what did they say? No, don't tell me that.
They're not telling me, yes.
And one of the things we need to know within our own context is that a doctor is not a god. A doctor is not a demigod. So a doctor, a person when he's servant, he will serve you. So you have the right to ask whatever question you need to ask. And it's the duty of the doctor for after we see you, for
explain to you,
waiting we see. And some of the things we will not know is that a patient that better understand the illness heals faster.
Exactly, because you don't know. Then you can just mix up everything. But I mean, hopefully, with your podcast and more training and more awareness, Bokutin will really, really happen and people will begin to understand waiting not for do. And also all thing as you add out to now you did diagnose yourself, I don't get typhoid malaria. Okay, so but couldn't even know fever. They don't even know the simple things. Maybe you dehydrated, maybe now what you just need something, but not so that don't mean say as you add that to they don't tell me which God or whatever it is. But anyways, don't go anywhere because I'll be right back after this break.
Let's watch the Real Talk with Ellen TV show. By our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Ellen Keister.
We're almost at the end of the show. Welcome back to Ellen Keister, the Real Talk Show. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Of course, share, follow, and just support the brand. Help me welcome Waheed again in the building. Welcome back. If you just walk a car inside, you don't know that this man, you must not hear his name because social media, always give you content, always make a laugh for something, the right for something. He's a medical doctor, so we did see the doctor Wahid Auga. No, PhD doctor than the boy, he's actually a medical doctor, and of course, he didn't have the creative space. When I done one part of the major things, I'm like, how do you do it? I like the fact that you're a medical doctor, however, you're supporting us on the entertainment side of it. Of course, you do work with Richie Obama at the same time. You don't do shows for Selfie, Joannes. We did somebody musicians small. You say you kind of know already it's for going to that side. It's because you produce shows, which I think I've been to your shows and it's been really, really beautiful. And you've been here for a while. So even though you're getting Nigerian blood, I mentioned, not mix at all. Oh, that is all Creole, so not mix at all. But I mean, with the industry now, from where you come to now, what do you say that happen? You feel say we did make a change? Would they go before? What do you think saying as some of these, spaces that we need for lock for make things happen?
Okay, I think in the industry for me, what just they missing as with every other industry is that there's the business side of things.
Okay.
That people still don't understand. But let them understand, say this not business. Business is something where I'm not saying it's going to bring food on my table. It's something that is going to give me prestige. It's something that, when I go out there should be money that I'm making.
Okay.
That even if I make noise, that noise will give me money. Even if I throw up anything there, it should give me money. That's the business side of things that are missing. Then also, the world don't go a whole lot further.
Okay.
A whole lot ahead. There are so many things that are involved in where you say you're an artist, where you say you're an entertainment practitioner, anything that are involved. Who is only your PR? Who are your PR person? Who are the market for you? Who are they do your branding? Waiting at the thing there. Who shows do you go? How do you present yourself? I so love waiting Nashito to do recently. We talk about Incredible JJ and what he set out to do with him. That time we tell him, say, these are the standard. When we go, we will work with you with. and
Right.
he stood on that standard, and he wasn't willing to take any shows.
Right.
The guy, and he's been able to really manage him so well. And those things, you realize that these are the things that are missing. They're just basic fundamentals where you need for no say. Is the way how you price yourself and the way how you present yourself. Now people go take you in. Irrespective of whose side will come on. And people should stop attaching something, say, because me now Salomon, if I sing, every Sierra Leonean should like it. Music and business.
Okay.
I'm coming with something for the market. It just sounds like different drinks than within at the market. If I love to drink cola, I go for cola. If I like for drink rubber drink, I'll go for rubber drink. You don't have to say because this person they produce this and they provide. So you have to go with the expectation, say the people that way they present something to their consumers.
Right.
What do the consumers then like? Do you even have a marketing structure within your team when they do feasibility study for say, okay, these are the things that people like. And okay, I realized there was something I was telling people. If you go most of birthdays in Sierra Leone, you will always hear this woman, Edna Ogoli, who is a Nigerian musician, where we know when we're small, where they sing happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
No, not happy birthday to you. It was I've forgotten the song. There's a birthday song.
A birthday song, okay.
Where you can sing, and I realized that this song I've been hearing for a long time now. I'm hearing it again. Is there no one that has thought about it that if I sing a happy birthday song and I sit down and I write something as an happy birthday song, it's something that will be continuously played every time now and then? Am I gauging the market to understand which are the market trends? And that's why I love what I think Kabaka will be doing this 2025. And there will be a entertainment industry like a business summit before.
Summit, yeah. Right.
The way they get. And that's a good one. Because you need to bring people, share experiences, let them understand what's the business side of things for people to understand. Those are just the things that I feel are missing. The talents are there, and also for let people also understand within our originality.
Okay.
It is not every time that you have to sound like a Nigerian or sound like a Ghanaian.
Okay.
For them like you. What is the real Sierra Leonean tone? Now, one of the things that we also have is that we have a lot of old Sierra Leonean oldies. Have people ever tried to say,
to redo?
Is there something we can do differently? Thank God Drizzlik is bringing Gombe and into the Sierra Leonean sound. Because when you are going out there, people want to listen to you and say, oh, where is this from? Not the next question should be, oh, are you a Nigerian? So, and those are the things Africa need to realize. Of course, I'm a Nigerian, I shouldn't be saying this, but that's the fact.
Right.
A lot of people just do not know. There should be that difference that people make people have the cause to say, where are you from? Oh, Sierra Leone. Oh, this tone is nice, this is this. I'm on piano king. A lot of people were vibing with it.
Right.
What is coming from Sierra Leone? What's a new thing that is coming from Sierra Leone? A lot of things needs to be done. The artist management, even the one way they produce music, there are so many things that need to change. Mixing and mastering, how is it being done? Or somebody just wakes up, goes to the studio and just makes something. Then at the end of the day, it's so bad if a top act in Sierra Leone produces a song and Facebook they flag them up for saying infringing copyright. A song that he just did.
Right.
It's bad. And the producer probably has taken some tunes
from somebody, yeah, definitely.
Mix it together. So those are some things, there are a lot of things that needs to be done in the industry, to change things.
Yeah. Well, I think the issue when you talk about the tone and the reason I make they want to be Nigerians, because one, of course, Afrobeat song take over like everything in the Nigerian songs. So some of the artists that we talk to and you say, well, we just want to give it in the cell. So another thing, say they even get the patience for even try for sell the Sierra Leonean parts. Then just one for let the DJ able mix their song with a Nigerian song, for example. And that way then they look and then eventually get some of the fans and we go say, I sound Nigerian, but then you get the one the way they pass as well. Look, they look like, for example, with Jacob the therapist, on man now they say if you're not being sound, I sound, so maybe enough of being big. So, that little, maybe, not get that confidence too much. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah, that might be a problem, but people need to realize that when you remember, Awilo Logumba, dancing.
Right.
We don't know whatever that guy was saying.
I still don't know what the hell he's saying. Carolina, I don't know. One of my favorite songs, I don't know nothing to say.
Tanzanian guy. There's a tune when you need to know this is East Africa.
Okay.
It's coming from East Africa. So it's all about us thinking, looking inwards. It takes time.
Okay.
It's a whole lot of research. And people like this guy is doing so much. This guy with his Tell 'em uncommon sounds. They are doing
solos beats.
They're doing so much. Those kind of things, it takes time. People just need to invest their energy and try to discover something. Because in this age and time, innovation is coming up.
Right.
There's no day I listen to Dr. Olo and you wouldn't want to dance and you won't want to sing along with it. And the funniest thing is that there are a lot of people that we know in Nigeria where we daddy and mommy they can play for who was small. I realized that Sierra Leonean song actually, a lot of Nigerian song has roots here. They need to do that research. It has a lot of roots here. Because I remember there was the Fatai Rolling Dollar. He's dead now. He's over 80 something before he died. Every way the man sang was just like Dr. Olo.
Okay.
You imagine that means there must be some.
There may some, some of.
He came. He was under this thing from Gerardo Pino. He was saying it then. If I give him I don't Gerardo Pino because it was something he said. That Gerardo Pino, he got this thing from him, Afrobeat, and was able to move it ahead.
Right.
Today, who is going to even research those things and say let's build on it? So those things are just there. We just need to look inward. Of course, it's not that it's bad to try to sound like a Nigerian. No matter how you sound like a Nigerian, the fact is that it's hard to break into the market. You can. It's just like no matter how whiskey sounds like an American, it's hard for him to just take over the
breaking part of it. They will be recognizing, but they know he's Nigerian still.
Exactly. So there should be that identity. You
Okay.
get lost, but your identity should always stand out.
All right.
What you're trying to.
Okay. Well, before we wrap up, I think, but not one last question, but how are you able to juggle your roles as a physician, entrepreneur, and a creative? Like, which are some of the challenges you could see try to juggle all together?
Those challenges came in at the beginning, initially when you're starting out. And one thing I can say, a bond is as weak as the strongest part of a link. We all have links we have built together. When you set out to do something, you have to build people along the line, train people that you can also build along with, such that when you understand that vision, you see that you don't have to always be there in order to make things happen. Initially, when I started, it was just build around me. I started building a team, build a team, so that right now I've been able to build a team that I don't even need to be there for things to happen. So it's just all about people prioritizing their timing and looking at waiting at the people that we need to build. And one of the things we people need to know in business is that it is age and time that we have a lot of people coming up with crazy ideas. You've got to empower those people, bring them along the line, give them assistance. They will also give you what they also have, and you guys can move together as a team and help you to grow. So for me, that side is not really a problem right now because I'm able to focus on my medical career while my other
your team is handling all the other stuff, and you're just cashing out basically. So who's your favorite Sierra Leonean artist?
The funniest thing is that they know me. I love listening to Oje music. So
Oje, I like I just bounce out quickly. It just knock up Oje. It's okay. Oje, Dr. Olo, it's all right. Comedy are not about us because they manage you, you're not gonna be, But anyways, besides Oje, what else do you do for fun? Because Oje, it's a society, but I'm not saying I'm more for fun. But I don't mention Oje one of the things, but so what do you do for fun? What does Wahid do to wind down, to just chill, relax, or whatever it is?
The only thing that I just like doing, I like just being alone. I'm not really a fun to be kind of person.
Okay.
So the only time is that maybe I spend time with my kids and that's it.
So that's it. So you're a very antisocial person.
I wouldn't say I'm antisocial. I think a lot. So it's always thinking.
Money. Cash in. But anyways, thank you so much for coming to my show. I appreciate it. And just good luck with everything. I'm gonna stop by Infinity and just see what we can do. Get some free headshots and stuff like that. And I'm not really into showbiz anymore, so I can't really say we're gonna collaborate. But but I see you. I see what you're doing, and I respect everything that you're doing. For the industry in a way. You said to bring your own small sense, kind of like we say with the people that back where they empower as well the team, all man just to work together and make things happen. So keep shining, and I'd watch you on social media. The podcast. Where is it gonna air? When? If possible for Watch Ham, who said go Watch Ham before we close?
We launched the YouTube page.
You said in February, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's Beyond the Hospital. It's just Beyond the Hospital.
Beyond the Hospital. That's the name of it.
Okay. It will be on TikTok. Will be on Instagram.
Okay.
It will also be on my own personal Facebook page.
Okay.
I try to create a Facebook page for it also.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I have a gift for you. Nobody leaves my set without a gift. My gift is sponsored by Ikat. This is for you.
Thank you so very much.
Yes, you're so welcome. And anytime I show up in any of your space, it's supposed to be there. All right. But anyways, I don't want to go, but I've got to go. I've been your host today, Ellen Keister. Till next week.